Hi everybody, this is a donkey that my friend and I helped in Luxor, Egypt. As you can see, he's really not in a very good state. He's old and he has lots of sores. This is common on the nose area where string or rope or chains, wires are used across the nose which digs in. This is also common having sores at the backs of the legs. He'd made this part of the bridle out of an old carpet, and as you can see, it's just rubbed the back of his legs. Unfortunately, they often put the gear on the donkeys and horses way too tight, which causes the rubbing. Also, it's not cleaned very often, if at all. So with the dirt and sweat, rubbing causes these horrible sores. The one at the top of his tail is from being whipped. As you can see now, I'm just trying to locate the whip because they often hide it under the carpet on the cart so that I don't remove them. But yeah, this poor donkey he just had sores all over him, and as the video progresses, you will see it gets far worse. I use Sudocrem, which is obviously a baby cream that I take over from the UK to help with some wounds, and you'll see shortly on his back he has many wounds, and I use salt water for that. As many of the donkeys are in Egypt, they're very hungry, so we gave him barsim to eat, as you're going to see in a moment, to eat whilst we're helping him. We also gave him plenty of grass, barsim is grass, to take home with him as well. It's a vicious cycle because a lot of the men that own these donkeys are very poor themselves, and it's a choice between feeding themselves or their families sometimes. Sometimes it's a matter of just choosing not to feed their donkeys enough. I mean, this poor donkey's back, as you can see, is just raw. So sore. Goes all the way down his spine. This again is common when you remove the saddles or the padding that they've got on their back and you find these terrible sores. This one is particularly bad, and this is another reason why when people go abroad and ride donkeys, you know, the donkey may not look too bad, but when you start removing everything from the donkey, you never know what's underneath, and you'd never have known that this donkey's back was as sore as it was until everything was removed. Obviously, we know what we're looking for, and I purposely go to help the animal. So I'm always trying to find if the animal needs any help. So I've just put some salt water on his back. This donkey we think is also quite old, the poor thing. So they really are just beasts of burden. They have such a tough life. So as you can see, I'm trying to remove some of the infection, some of the dead skin, and as you'll see shortly, I'm trying to cut away some of the fur where all the infection is oozed out and dried onto the fur. Again, these donkeys just aren't washed enough. So this donkey, I dread to think when he last was given a shower, but you can just see it all oozing and dried on there, all that infection. So I take over with my Sudocrem, Metonium nappy creams. These are really good creams, and they stay on the skin for quite a while. I did send this owner home with a large tub of Sudocrem to keep treating the donkey. I did ask for him to take the donkey to the local hospital animal charity called ACE, Animal Care in Egypt. Have a look at their page on the internet. They do fantastic work and offer free veterinary care. I asked him and begged him to take this donkey there. Whether he will or not, it's unlikely. So I do what I can with what I've got on me. I haven't put it on the end of the video, but we actually pad his back, and we pad the blanket that was on the sores. We pad that out, bandaged that so it's nice, soft and clean. We wrapped the carpet that goes around the back of his legs with padding and bandages as well, to give these sores a chance to heal. You know, it's very, very difficult when you see animals suffering like this, and it's challenging to keep your own emotions at bay, because it's just needless suffering. All this donkey needed was clean padding, to have showers, to everything to be removed so that his back has a chance to dry from the sweat, to be fed properly. You know, they don't need anything super duper, they just need basic care, and when this basic care isn't given, this is the result, and it's just heart-wrenching. You know, these animals, they suffer their whole entire lives, and often for some of the animals, the only peace they get is when they pass. If you would like to make any donations of creams and any items that I need to use when I go back out to Egypt and Luxor, that would be great. Please message me, and I can give you details of how to send on any donations if you would like to. Thank you. As you can see here, the fur is just so matted and glued with infection. Here I'm just quickly turning my attention to another donkey we've given a nose pad to, and I'm just going to cream the sore on his nose. We give a lot of these nose pads out to try and help prevent the injuries happening to the donkey's noses. Here the donkey has a sore on his neck from the rope digging in, so you can see I've padded it and then put a nice soft cover over the top. Again, here we have someone just tied a bit of bandage around their donkey's leg. They do this usually as a bit of dressing, or there was an injury there and they've left it on, and it's just, as you can see, it's caked on, it's filthy dirty. So anytime I see anything tied around the ankles, whether it's fresh or not, I take it off because it's often going to just be left there permanently. I've seen donkeys where they've had string tied on their ankles when they were tiny, and as they've grown, it's just become embedded into the ankle. So this is the carpet, bits of carpet that was at the back of his legs, which is absolutely tough. And has caused all that rubbing, and again it was put on way too tight, and it's just literally took the skin off. As you can see, I mean, his skin is just red raw, poor thing. Do you know what amazes me the most with these animals? They just stand there and let you treat them. Like, these donkeys are such gentle creatures. They have such beautiful nature. And I mean, it had to hurt what we were doing to him, putting salt water on and creaming and his sores. But they just stand there and let you do it. They're just so kind and gentle. I don't know how anybody could hurt any animal, let alone a donkey, when they're so beautiful and calm. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe, press like and leave some comments. Thank you so much.